In my last article, I reported how certain left-wing scumbags, for want of a better word, had reported on the death of Anne Widdecombe, her murder. One of these was the Socialist Workers Party on its Socialist Worker website. Somebody thought better of the derisory comments and removed the article. It's since been replaced with what is almost certainly a less offensive one, and it's still absolutely outrageous. I'll put a link to it below. Anne Widdecombe is strictly dead. Don't let media force us to mourn a bigot. Strictly Dead is a reference to Strictly Come Dancing, a programme she appeared on. The deluge of sycophantic eulogies to a homophobic, sexist and racist bigot is sickening. Anne Widdecombe was 8 years older than me, and she grew up in a world in which homosexuality was recognised as sick. Male homosexuality, anyway. Lesbianism I've never been able to take seriously, but male homosexuality is an incredibly depraved lifestyle. It was decriminalised with the Wolfenden reforms, sensibly. At one time, the penalty for homosexual acts was death. 2 men were executed as recently as 1835 in England. Now, that's a tad extreme. And the alternative is what? Locking them up with other men? No. So, rightly it was decriminalised, and Anne Widdecombe never wanted to see homosexuals locked up. Whatever her views on homosexuality, Anne Widdecombe did not hate homosexuals. 2 very prominent homosexuals eulogised her. One was Dan Wootton and Harvey Procter, especially. Procter was close to tears because a decade ago he was the victim of what he called a homosexual witch hunt, but what was actually just a witch hunt in which several people were accused of the VIP paedophile ring, in which they were accused of murdering young boys. Absolutely absurd. And Harvey Procter said that she stood by him unreservedly, and you know, that's the sort of bigot you want. A woman or man who can look past perverted ideologies and perverted practices and support people who need support and who deserve it. But frankly, you people don't. Sexist, what does that mean? Anti-woman? So she's an anti-woman woman. Racist bigot? Yeah, I mean, everybody's a racist bigot, aren't they? Every white person. Anne Widdecombe once said, no one has the right to live their lives being protected from offence or hurt feelings. True. It is an occupational hazard of living in a society. If you can't take it, become a hermit. And it says, Socialist Worker hopes that fans of the former Tory MP and the Free Speech Brigade will take the short obituary in that spirit. Yes, true. Commenting on the murder investigation, we can all agree that murder is bad. Well, we've got that. And for the avoidance of doubt, Socialist Worker is not offering unconditional but critical support to any suspect. But nothing justifies a period of state-like mourning and the deluge of sycophantic eulogies to a homophobic, sexist and racist. But yeah, we get that. The Guardian has published an obituary and the Socialist Worker doesn't like that. It presents Widdecombe as the former Conservative minister who played up to the role of British eccentric in a post-parliamentary TV career. Well, yes, she did. Widdecombe's views were vile, but they were unremarkable, not eccentric for someone of her class. Her father was a senior civil servant at the Admiralty, and she spent her childhood in Singapore, then a colony used to protect British imperialist power east of Suez. Singapore was created by Lee Kuan Yew, who might just be described as a racist, and a good guy. Widdecombe is the middle-class Tory bigot par excellence. Yeah. She attacked David Cameron, for introducing the law saying she felt alienated by gay marriage. That's the equal marriage in 2014. 128 MPs rebelled. Well, yeah, I mean, marriage is between a man and a woman. Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, or Adam and Adam, as quite a few black Christians say. She refused to support legislation allowing same-sex couples to adopt in 2002, on the grounds that only married people should be able to adopt. I've got 2 words for that. Jamie Varley. And I'll put a link to an article I published about that degenerate. Subhuman. When lesbian Olympic boxer Nicola Adams danced with a woman, she said, "I don't think it's what viewers of Strictly, especially families, are looking for." Yeah. She hoped that science may yet produce a cure for homosexuality in an interview during this period. Yeah, well, Islam has a cure for that. Widdecombe's bigotry was intersexual. No, intersectionality is garbage. I've published on that before. I'll publish on it again, but it's complete garbage. In 2018, while on Celebrity Big Brother, she said the victims of Harvey Weinstein had a choice. That's on them. That was down to them. Yeah. Here is Harvey Weinstein with some of his victims. Victims indeed. She said the Me Too movement had given rise to a lot of very trivial whinging and claimed that the gender pay gap was very largely a myth. It is a myth, idiots. It's been a criminal offence in Britain, to pay women less than men for the same work since 1970. And in the United States since 1963. Where are all the prosecutions? The point of the culture war is to wage class war, to corral ordinary people behind a right-wing agenda that benefits the rich. That's Socialist Worker talking. Socialist Worker received a report from a source in a train carriage full of former miners and their families going to the Durham Miners Gala on Saturday. One person got up and said, "I know I shouldn't laugh, but just heard Anne Widdecombe was murdered." It's heartening to know that class hatred is alive and kicking. Yeah, hatred. But aren't you against hatred? We need a lot more of it, and a hell of a lot more class struggle to fight the living embodiments of Widdecombe's politics. We need to stop the brainwashing of the young, especially by slime like you. People who support convicted murderer Satpal Ram, murderer George Jackson, murderer Mumia Abu Jamal, and all manner of other scum. Because that's what you people are. Scum. Brainwashed, brain dead scum.